How could I have made such a big mistake? I should have bought more in India. I packed too much. Hi everyone, welcome back. If you're planning on moving to the UK, what to pack can honestly be the stuff of nightmares, because imagine flying 14 hours and then remembering you've left something extremely crucial behind. Yikes. Well, you're in the right place, because today we're going to be discussing everything you need to pack so that you don't leave anything important behind. I'm Ashika, and on this channel we talk about moving to the UK or pretty much any country you can dream of for that dream job. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, that's perfectly alright. You can do it now. And with that, let's dive in. So I've been in the UK for about 2.5 years now, and when I first moved here in a couple of months, I thought I had figured out everything that needed to be brought along with me, but then life corrected me. You can also ask ChatGPT what to take along and it will give you some answers, but truth be told, it will not give you answers based on experience. Let me explain. The most important thing for you to pack is your crucial paperwork. Make sure to pack your passport, your visa, your academic and professional certificates, as well as any medical records that are important. It's also a good idea to make multiple copies and store them in different places along with your luggage so that you don't lose them no matter what. Now, while all of this is really obvious, let me tell you what happened to me. This year, while we were on holiday, my husband happened to visit the old house that we used to live in, which was a rented house, and happened to meet the tenants who live there. And that's when the current tenant handed my husband all of my original educational documents that I had accidentally left behind in the house. It's been 2 years since we moved and I didn't realize. How could I have made such a big mistake? Okay, truth be told, it was the movers who left it behind and not me, because I handed it over to them. And for the past 2 years, I have been assuming that it has been somewhere in my cupboard upstairs. I was wrong. So basically, avoid what I did and don't make the same mistake. The other thing is, when we were in the airport this time and we were coming back to the UK, we found a lot of students who also happened to be moving at the same time. They were also taking the same flight, and one of the students had come with all of her luggage and all of her family members, only to realize that she had reached the airport without her passport, and she was obviously having a meltdown. The bottom line, don't assume you've packed everything. Make checklists and pack according to that. Once you put something in, you might not be as lucky as I was. Now, the second most important thing is for you to work out your financials. When you first move here, for the first few days or weeks, you will not have a UK bank account. So you need to figure out how you're going to be making all of your payments. Don't rely on cash alone, because while it's good to have some cash, the UK is predominantly a contactless market, which means they pay for everything via contactless or via cards. So if you go to trains or buses or supermarkets, you see a lot of contactless options. You may not always be able to pay with cash. So basically, you're going to need a card which has international payments set up on it. And you'll have to set it up with your banking partner before you leave your country and not after you get here. Also ensure you have enough of money on that card, because when you move to any place for the first time, you're bound to have a lot of unplanned expenses that just pop up that you might not have accounted for. And while using your own banking card is obviously a really convenient and easy option, you might also want to consider a Forex card, because it can save you quite a lot in terms of transaction costs. Now, the next thing is in terms of the weather. The weather in the UK can be really unpredictable. For the first 2 years of our life here, it didn't rain much. This year it's raining quite a bit. And this year, while we've had a steady winter and a steady summer and autumn, we had no spring. So, well, it's very sporadic. And the worst part is spring is quite honestly the best season over here. The challenge is every season over here, because each of the seasons is so distinct, has a different set of clothing that you would need to wear. So that obviously then means that you need to pack a variety of clothes. The way to go about it is you'll have to remember that you need to dress in layers in the UK. If you don't dress in layers, you'll either be too hot or too cold depending on where you are. So you need to be able to either put on or take off the layers depending on where you are. So basically, don't pack too many jackets or too many shorts or too many t-shirts, because you'll need some of each of them. But when it comes to winter, it's a whole different ball game. This is what you're going to need. You'll need a t-shirt with a jumper over that, warm trousers or leggings, a thick jacket over this, warm socks, waterproof boots, sometimes a scarf, a woolly hat, and gloves. And you'll also need professional wear along with casual wear, so you'll have to pack a mix of the both of them. And while you keep all of this in mind, it's important for you to remember one crucial fact: not to pack too much, simply because when you move to the UK, you are going to want to shop for more stuff. And then you're going to be thinking, I packed too much. How do I take it all back? Next up is electronics. Remember to bring your mobile phone, your laptops, your chargers, your AirPods or headphones, whichever you like, your camera, and all of the accessories. If you aren't really sure if you should bring these things from back home or buy them in the UK, it's really simple. You can compare prices versus UK Amazon and Amazon from your home country and see what the difference in prices is if you're planning on buying something new. If you're not, obviously, bring whatever you have from the house. So if you have some big plans to buy expensive equipment, either get it from these places or, well, then you're going to have to buy it from the UK if you have no option. But it can get a tad expensive. But something extremely important for you to remember is that the UK's power outlets are going to be different from those that you have in your own country. So you absolutely need to take power adapters and ideally carry a few international adapters which you can use in any country, and for the rest of them get the basic power adapters, especially if you're bringing a lot of electronics from back home. When we were coming to the UK, we bought about 7 or 8 adapters with us. And we thought we had it covered, but when we came here and started setting up the house, we realized we were short, and then family members were constantly fighting over adapters, which made me think, I should have bought more in India because they were a lot cheaper than over here. Now, if you're like me and if you have certain medications without which you cannot survive, you should definitely consider bringing them from back home. I get migraines, and one of the instances when I had a migraine over here, I tried some over-the-counter medication from the UK and it did not work. If you have migraines, you can know how frustrating that can be. If you have kids, bring along their medication too. And I say this for a very specific reason. We live in a town and we realized the hard way that all pharmacies close from around 5 to 6 in the evening. So if you're in a rush and you wanted to buy medication later than that, you will have no options. In India, we have this habit of dashing to pharmacies because there'll be some pharmacy there that are open at most times of the day and night. Those options don't exist here. So basically bring along enough medication that can last you until you get yourself registered and set up with a GP over here. And also remember to carry along your prescriptions. It's also a really good idea to bring along a really small first aid kit along with you for any emergency situations. And that would basically include any important things that you would need like Dettol, bandages, Band-Aid, crepe bandages, any paracetamol, anything that can help you in a really quick short run. Now, something you might be confused about whether you should bring along when you come here or not is linens and towels. The challenge with this is it takes up a lot of space in your luggage. But here's the thing, if you move to the UK and you're going directly to your accommodation, if you aren't carrying linens along with you, I don't know if you're going to have the time to go immediately and start shopping for these basic things, because how are you going to sleep at night, right? Or take a bath. So you may want to bring along 1 or 2 pairs of both of these, but honestly, think and try and get the thinnest ones possible so they don't take up too much of space in your luggage. Now, you might be, like so many other people, tempted to bring along snacks. Don't worry, it's just a defense mechanism. I mean, all of us crave our snacks from back home. The crucial thing to remember is that snacks tend to take up a lot of space because they're puffy and they're big. And space is the one thing you're going to be short on while you're packing. Because here's the important thing for you to remember. All of these snacks are going to be available in the UK. If you're Indian, you're going to get everything from Haldiram's Bhujia to Lay's chips in the UK and in all corners of the UK. You will get MTR masalas, you will get ghee, you will get dhokla. So if you're Indian, you have all of your spices and all of your snacks covered. If you aren't much of a cook, you might also be tempted to bring along ready-to-cook things. Don't, you get that as well over here. Stop wasting space on such things. Keep this in mind. Most large format stores like a Tesco or a Sainsbury's, they all have an international food section where you get everything. You get all of your masalas over there and you get curry patta and all of that. It's all there. If you are Southeast Asian, you get all of your noodles, you get jasmine rice. Apart from this, there are also Asian stores which have only Asian products. There are Polish stores, there are African supermarkets, there are Southeast Asian supermarkets. Basically, they're all available in the UK and they're all both online and offline. Now, what should you do when it comes to utensils? Look, I'll be really honest. When I moved here, I actually brought a small pressure cooker along and 2 more pressure cookers, because here's the thing, we moved with all of our luggage, so that's a different story. But if I were moving without all of the luggage, all of the furniture, I wouldn't buy or bring along the pressure cooker for one simple reason, or any of the utensils for one simple reason. It takes up a lot of space in your luggage and it's heavy, so it's 2 problems that you're facing. Now, truth be told, you get all of these utensils in the UK. So first of all, it saves you on space, which is a huge problem. The second thing is, if something goes wrong with any of those utensils, like for instance, if you have a pressure cooker and the whistle goes bad or the rubber ring thingy goes bad, you're not going to be able to replace it here very easily. So if you buy something locally, it'll be a lot easier to fix them, right? Otherwise, you have to just dump it in the dustbin. For the first few days that you are here, assume that you're going to eat out or you're going to eat basic meals which don't involve all of these big utensils. And then once you've settled in, then you go buy all of your utensils in the UK. Don't bring them along. And apart from this, make really, really smart decisions. Instead of carrying all of your books, invest in a Kindle so all of your books go into that and you save a ton of space. Get expandable bags which have these little smart zips so that you can stuff in more or less, especially useful when you're using this as carry-on baggage or hand baggage. Use airlock packs to put your clothes into your suitcase and then vacuum seal all of them, so while the weight doesn't change, it actually makes space in terms of small things that you want to stuff into your suitcase. One more smart hack is if you have a neck pillow that you prefer taking on the flight with you, instead of having the traditional sponge inside it, see if you can take that out and instead stuff this little pillow with your clothes or socks or anything soft that can fit in so that you can take on more stuff. Smart hacks like this will definitely help you reduce the space in whatever you're packing and take more. And there you have it, a very comprehensive guide on what you need to pack when you're moving to the UK. Oh, did I mention you need an umbrella? Now, if you found this video useful, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. If you have any questions on what you need to be packing, leave them in the comments section below and I will try my best to get back to you. If you found this video useful, you are also going to find this video extremely useful on what you need to do as soon as you move to the UK. Thanks for watching.